It's your boy Matt. This is another rant. This is a good one, I think, and it's something which I need to really express to the conservative children which I've had to interact with. I call them children because they have childish notions. The biggest one is this concept of personal responsibility and the idea that the individual is ultimately responsible for the situation they are in. It's a terrible notion. It makes no sense. It's based off a wider idea that people who wish to cling to a conservative narrative need to cling to, which is that society has a structure, and that structure is justified, and it's held together by competence, and people's, it's justified, and that's a natural order. It's a continuation from some old biblical ideas that God put rulers in their place, which has been useful for people who are in charge, who want to maintain order in society, to be able to sell these narratives to the public. Okay? You are not responsible for the life you have. I need to make this as clear as possible. The same way you're not responsible for how society functions. And when I use that term responsible, I'm using it in the term that these people mean, like capital R responsible. You are absolutely little r responsible for your life, and you should take every matter that you can into your own hands, which allows you to further it and further it for the betterment of other people. We're talking about big R responsibility, which is the idea that your place in society is your fault, and where you are is based on your decisions. So, first of all, we end up with this problem. How did you find yourself in the situation where you are making these decisions? Have you been placed in a situation where there are no good decisions? Where did you start in this hierarchy? What genetics were you given, and what IQ do you have? What is your personality? Are you a naturally unconscientious person? Do you have a developmental disorder? Are you part of a narcissistic cult? Have you grown up in a fundamentalist religious community where they buy into this bullshit and end up suffering all the psychological abuse because you are placed in situations which are no-win situations, right? It's a very childish notion, okay? And it's something which people who have a degree of privilege like to buy into, because for them, their hard work can result in success. If you are able to believe that big R responsibility gives you the opportunity, makes your life what it is, then you get to feel a sense of privilege in having your station. You get to really enjoy having that station because you don't need to be humble about it. You don't need to think, damn, it's really good that I had the opportunities I have and am the person I am, because again, we are thrown into this world with a specific set of genetic traits which ultimately make us as it interacts with the environment, right? And this position provides me and the situation I'm in a great ego boost, and I feel good about myself and I have self-esteem. So that's why, what I see as the sustaining thing for this. And it also creates a very nice, neat world, right? Where things are in their place, so it reduces existential anxiety. This is the biggest reason why people who have a propensity for orderliness to the point of almost being OCD, or actually OCD, such as Jordan Peterson and my nemesis Stephen, buy into this crap because it provides immense psychological benefit. But it's not true. Society is the Nash equilibrium of everything going on. It's the result of all the games being played and all the variables which are thrown into this mixture. It is not neat and orderly. It is chaotic. And there isn't, where you are is not based off your big R responsibility. It is based off a small amount of your little r responsibility and the circumstances which are being generated around you. I'm a person who's been oppressed by my government. I'm a person who has had so many terrible things happen to me. I think my world really started going downhill when my hand broke. And from that, I haven't been able to recover because the series of horrific things which have happened. And I'd also say being just casually associated with the intelligence community. My life was going to be terrible since that day. If I had not gone to Canberra and had done my internship in a different city, I would not be facing the issues that I'm facing. My life has been destroyed, and the prospects of it getting better have been destroyed because of my associations and bad things which have happened to me. Big R responsibility is not the solution. It's a childish notion which is psychologically beneficial to people who need an orderly set view of the world and people who want to feel good in their station. It is not an accurate description of our reality, and it's a childish notion. It's a fairy tale, and it's unfortunately the central social story for multiple very dangerous ideologies associated with the far right and, in general, the right side of politics. Big R responsibility is a childish fantasy. We need to be adults, we need to understand the world we live in, and we need to act accordingly and interact with our fellow man in that context. Have a lovely day, everyone.